Hello and welcome back to FPL Animate. My name is Oded and in this video I will talk about which goalkeepers should you look into for your first draft and for the long run up until the first wildcard. We will talk about price, their fixtures and combination of two goalkeepers who can complete each other. So hit the like and subscribe button and let's go! Starting with Martinez from Aston Villa, 21-22 season wasn't a good year for the Aston Villa keeper comparing to the season before, which he got 186 points with 15 clean sheets and 50% more saved than last year. You can blame it on the massive injury the back line of defenders had, going with Konsa, Mings, the rotation between Target and Ashley Cole in the start of the season, and Lucadin, who came on in the transfer window instead of Target and got injured himself every other game. And also there was a setback in Martinez's performance after a great first year with the club. This season he should return to his good shape with a stronger defensive line in front of him and the fact that for now everyone is healthy and ready to play. Cash and Lucadin will still contribute on the attacking side, and now they have someone with a lot of experience to support and back them up. Diego Carlos, who signed with Villa, bring a lot of experience and strength alongside Mings. With the signing of the promising defensive midfielder like Kamara, Aston Villa defense should be more stable and should keep more clean sheets. Aston Villa will work on the chemistry among all the new and old players in the pre-season games before facing Bournemouth away. A great way to start the season against a promotion team and a good game to see how Villa defense will work. Then Everton at home and Palace away. Then 4 harder fixtures and some easy ones up until game week 10. Overall, I think Villa defense got stronger this year with the signing of Carlos and Kamara, and 5 million for a keeper seems a bit much for some people who like to take a 4.5 goalie and a 4 million goalie for a sub and save this money for somewhere else. I still think the goalkeeper's points matter as well, and always prefer to take 2 goalkeepers to play every game. Cost a bit more, but they can complete each other in hard games, and I will get to it in a bit. Ramsdale was one of the popular goalkeepers last season. He didn't play the first 2 games of the season and then came from Leno and never dropped again. Aston had a great run of fixtures and Ramsdale and Arsenal defense was heavily owned. In the second part of the season, with Tierney and Tiyusg injury, their defense was still pretty good but wasn't able to keep a clean sheet for most of the games. I got mixed feelings about the start of the season for Arsenal, defensive wise. In offense, I'm sure they will do well with the joining of Jesus, Vieira and Mark Yunus. But it's still very vague who will play as a defensive midfielder. Sanchez is on the way out, Partey was never a solid nail player, and we all wait for news about Tielemans from Leicester. Will he join them or not? As for the backline, Arsenal got back Saliba after a 1-year loan, a well-approved player. The question if he will start in the starting 11, and if so, before who, White or Gabriel? In any case, now that all the injuries players are fit to play, and with the 5 first fixtures for Arsenal, you can argue if Ramsdale is the one to go for. Especially when you have so many players to pick from Arsenal's squad for your team who can bring more points, so I don't think he will be a popular choice as before, but it's still worth it to give him a shout. Meslier and Leeds last season was nothing but a train wreck. It started with a 5-1 defeat to Manchester United and went downhill from there. A huge amount of injuries right on the start of the season show where Leeds is going. With all the struggles and the fear of regulation in the end of the season, Leeds managed barely to win some games at the end of the season to stay another season in the Premier League. The main injury that affected all of the team was Brentford. When your main striker is out for the most of the season, more players need to make more effort and their replacement in this position need to be as good. All of that didn't happen, and most of the games Leeds didn't control the tempo or the ball, leading to enormous opportunities in their own box. The second issue of course was in the back. Kevin Phillips, their defensive player in the middle, was injured as well for the entire season, and also Llorente, Dallas, Illins, Strushik and Koch. All of them missed a lot of games for Leeds, so no wonder Leeds took off their net 79 balls, most of any team last season beside Norwich. Meslier was able to keep a clean sheet for only 5 times, but still managed to end first among keepers in the number of saves and save per match. This season should be much better, although Ealing and Dallas still in the injury list. Say goodbye to Rafinha and Phillips, and new exciting players sign up for Leeds this summer, starting with Christensen, who is a major force in the right back position. He surely will be locked in this position. Durant and Cooper will probably be the ones to start in the starting lineup for the centre back position, and Firpo will get another chance to prove himself after a disappointing first year with the club. As for the replace of Phillips, Leeds signed two defensive midfielders who can upgrade the centre and contribute to the defensive effort. All these new players and the return of Brentford should make Leeds a much better defensive team, and with Meslier with his 4.5 million price a bit more tempting to own. Especially with Leeds fixtures, facing teams that had real trouble scoring last season, and by the look of it will have trouble this year as well. Sanchez was the favorite keeper to get in the start of the season because of his low price. Same as now, and because Brighton has shown that their defense is solid and will continue to be. But it wasn't the case most of the season with Sanchez, who are able to keep a clean sheet in only 11 games. Nevertheless, he was still owned by many, again because of this price. Brighton didn't sign any new defensive players yet, so they are currently trust the players they have, starting with Dunk, Webster, Veltman, Duffin, and for now also Cucurella. With Bissouma gone, they are also short of decent defensive midfielder. On top of all that, the fixture for Brighton in the first 5 game weeks doesn't look very appealing, with Manchester United away, Newcastle at home and West Ham away. So it will be hard to gamble on many clean sheets in the start of the season, even though his price is tempting as always. Raya seems like a favorite keeper for the start of the season with more than 50% ownership. Mostly because of his nice price of 1.5 million and the fact that Brentford in their first year in the Premier League was doing quite well in the defensive end. Raya were able to keep a clean sheet for 8 games and play only 24 games of the season. In his absence, Brentford were able to keep a clean sheet only once in 14 games. So you can see how much an effect Raya has had on his defense. For this season, the structure of the defense stayed almost the same, with Johansson and Pincock in the middle, Ajar on the right, and Enrique lose his place for the new signing Aaron Hickey. Ajar is for now injured and won't be back anytime soon, so we can see a 3-5-2 formation a lot more this year. As for the fixtures, Leicester away and Manchester United at home aren't an ideal way to start this season, but then they got 7 out of 8 games that look easy for them on paper. So Raya looked pretty good pick for the start of the season, but we need to see how his defense will handle with Ajar injury and which formation they will play every week. Saah was another keeper that proven he worth owning in the start of last season, when Wolves shown some very solid defense for most part of the half of the season. And again, like any other team that I talk about here, injuries in the defensive line hurt their team chemistry, with Semedo, Marcel, Kierman and mostly Saez were out for a period of time, making it so much difficult, alongside some stupid mistake who gave the other side a penalty almost each and every game. With all that said, they are still able to finish this season 5th in the league regarding goals conduct. This season they might have some problems to keep the clean sheet up like last year, because they lost Saez and Marcel, and Kierman and Semedo still on the injury list. Lucky for them, their first 6 fixtures aren't that bad. Leeds and Fulham, Spurs away will be hard one, but then Newcastle and Bournemouth. Enough time for the injury players to come back and for Saah to get to his form from the start of last season and avoid stupid mistakes like before. And last is Nick Pope, who upgraded himself and moved to a new project of Newcastle. After a terrible year with Burnley, he will finally have some decent defense in front of him. Burnley wasn't the worst defense team in the league, but just couldn't keep a clean sheet. Still, Pope did the best with over than 3 saves per game. Now he has a whole new defensive line, and quite impressive one. After 14 games without a win last season, Newcastle turned things around, signed some new players and started to get some points and wins. Tripper and Target upgraded their defense, with the sign of Burn and Shahar blooming. Newcastle defense stable up and got better and better. This season with Pope, Newcastle should improve on the defensive side and get a lot more clean sheet, with an experienced goalkeeper and the joining of Butman, a well-proved centre back. With the comfortable 2 games at the start against Forest and Brighton, and Wolves in game week 4, Newcastle can keep a clean sheet for 3 games. Against Manchester City and Liverpool it'll be much harder, but after that Newcastle have a nice run up until game week 10. So if your strategy is to get two goalkeepers who can complete each other, this part is for you. We will start with Martinez and Raya. Their cost together is 9.5 million. Over their first 10 games they complete each other pretty good. Martinez can start the first couple of games when Raya got hard games on paper, then can switch to Raya in game week 3, where it seems that Brentford will have easier games against Fulham than Villa against Crystal Palace. Then keep Raya all the way till game week 7 and switch it back to Martinez for game week 8. Game week 9 it's all matter of choice between them and also the time for the first wildcard for some people. And on game week 10 it's Martinez back again. So between them there's a perfect coordination between easy and hard games, and there's no game week that they are both having a hard game on paper, so it will be easy to switch between them back and forward. If we change Martinez to Pop, it will be in the same price and even better option to decide which keeper will start every game week. Again, the first 2 game weeks will go with Pop. Raya can replace him until game week 7, then Pop can come out for game week 8 till game week 10. Game week 4, 6 and 9 are up to you, and of course up until then we will see how Brentford and Newcastle defense face teams in the start of the season. And the last combination is Martinez and Meslier. Again, a 9.5 million keepers, and again they are not sharing hard games in the same week in the first 10 games. Leeds fixtures on paper look great, and if their defense could be slightly better with the new signing, they can be here more than a few clean sheets. From game week 3 till game week 9 there can be a switch back and forth between them, especially between game week 4 and game week 8, where Aston Villa has rough games ahead of them and Leeds facing much easier teams. And that's about it. Thank you for watching this video, and again, if you like my content, do subscribe to my channel and give this video a big like. Appreciate the effort and show me some like. Goodbye for now and good luck to all.